Thought I'd bring you into the workshop and show you well, a few changes to the workshop anyway, which you might be interested in, but also I thought I'd bring you along and just show you my new delivery of tool steel, because I know some of you would be interested. This is how the steel comes to me. This package weighs about 9 kilo, and it comes from Germany, hence it's got the my name in England on there. So I'll open it up for you, I'll bring you in for a closer look, and you'll see exactly how the steel comes to my workshop. So let's just unzip this box and have a look at the next batch of tool steel. The steel is delivered to me in the varying thicknesses that I require. For example, this is 4mm, and I'll get 2 knives out of that piece there. I should have some 3mm in here as well. This is all 4mm so far. 4mm, yeah. And there's the 3mm thicknesses there. And the DIN number of the DIN number of the tool steel, and you can see with the date of manufacture is January 2013. So that particular piece, they do vary in date of manufacture, I notice. There's a piece there from December 2012, so they obviously have it in storage for a little while. It comes wrapped and protected from corrosion in a paper wrapper, and inside the paper wrapper there's also a plastic wrapper as well. So that's the plastic wrapper I was mentioning, and then let's cut that open. So that's the tool steel. It looks a bit manky at the moment. It needs to be cleaned up. It's got it's coated in some sort of an anti-corrosion coating. It's very tacky. You can see where it's hardened. Needs to be cleaned and thoroughly degreased, and then that'll be blued up, and the process of building knives will commence. So that's how my tool steel comes here. Also, I've been trying to combat the dust problems in the workshop because it was getting out of hand. Even though John installed the dust extracting system for me, I found what was happening. I didn't have the openings close enough to the machine, to the source of the dust. So now I've rigged up these simple arms. And these arms allow me to position the opening a lot closer, and then I can raise and lower the tubing with this. So I've got that on both the grinders, another arm there, and obviously each machine's got its own dust extraction system. So I'm hoping that's going to improve it. It's a bit Heath Robinson, but I think it'll do the job. This is a little table that I use for flattening off my scales. Yeah, so for example, if I wanted to get a bit of wood flat, I rub it on this here. This is just a piece of plate glass, and even this has got its own dust extraction facility now. So that just runs from to the main dust extractor, and takes any small particles of dust away. So even managed to improve the dust extraction for such a simple piece of equipment as that. But that generates quite a bit of dust, you'll be surprised. Something else I've added to the workshop is an air filtration system, and this consists of a box with a fan, and it draws about 10 cubic metres per minute of air through the filters. There's a 5 micron filter on the front, and behind that's a 1 micron filter, so particles down to 1 micron get filtered, and then on the exterior is the outlet, and so filtered air refreshes the workshop and keeps the dust particles down. Well, there's the rear of the unit, and there's actually a remote control for this, and you've got 3 different power speeds: low, medium and high, and you've got also a timer facility, so I can set it for 2, 4 or 8 hours or continuous. And it's very quiet and it doesn't draw a lot of current. So that's the machine now running, and apart from making a little bit of noise, you can just see it's just blowing the air. You can actually alter the direction of the airflow as well. So we're very pleased with that, and that should make the workshop a lot nicer place to work in, not get so dusty. Right, well, whilst I'm talking about on the subject of dust, I'll show you a new piece of equipment that I bought recently, which helped me. Up until recently, I've always used these sort of half face mask respirators. This is a 3M mask, and to be honest with you, I'll tell you, it's a very good dust mask, very good. But the problem with it is that I suffer from a problem with my left eye. You may have noticed that I've got this. It's horrible, I know, but I can't do nothing about it. It's a gold weight that they put in my eye. It's a long story, but I had a type of brain tumour, and it paralysed my face, and the vision in my left eye was deteriorating. So they thought it was a good idea to put this gold weight in my eye, and what it basically does, when I relax, when I'm in bed at night, the gold weight's supposed to sort of add a bit of gravity, and under the action of gravity it sort of pulls the eyelid down and helps close the eye, and so that's what that horrible bulge in my eye is, if ever you're wondering. And I do suffer from a little bit of deteriorated eyesight in my left eye, unfortunately. So you know, we just got to live with that, unfortunately. But the problem with this dust mask is that it doesn't protect the eye, and I was getting a lot of problems, especially when I was grinding woods like Cocobolo wood. I got a piece over here. That's Cocobolo. It's lovely stuff, but it's dreadful stuff to work with, and it really is really an irritant, and it was causing me some problems. And even when I grind even normal woods, you know, I was finding that I was getting a sore eye after a few hours, and it was I had to combat it really. So I bought a new piece of equipment. It wasn't cheap. It's a full face mask. It's got a bump. Well, they call it a bump cap, and it's a positive air feed system. This is made by it's supplied to Axminster Tools, and it's the powered respirator APF 10 Evolution. So there's the name on the front of the mask. It wasn't cheap. It was around about £200. So it's powered by a lithium-ion battery on the back, which is rechargeable, and it will power the respirator for about 8 hours continuous. It's very comfortable to wear because there's no need for a secure face seal, because I'm not sure of the actual amount of air that it processes, but it's considerable, and it gives you a lot of positive air pressure feed, so no dust can come in. It's always positive air pressure inside the helmet. And the good thing is also it demists itself, so I'll put it on and I'll give you a look at that, and I'll breathe into it and I'll mist the screen up, and then I'll turn it on and you'll see it miraculously clear itself. So that's it. I've got nice filtered air, cool filtered fresh air coming down over my face, over my eyes, and that's what I'm breathing in. So quite happy with this. I might look a bit of a Cyberman wearing it perhaps, but you know, I don't know if you could hear any of that, but you might look a bit daft wearing it, but it's not so much what you look like, it's how it protects you, you know. So that's the way forward, I think, for me. But we'll see. I'll let you know how it goes over a few months' use. On Instagram, one of my followers, James Mears, says, "Sandy, is the air filter in your workshop? Will you bang your head on it?" The answer to that is no, James. It's a good 6 to 8 inches above my head, so I can walk through, no problem at all. If I was to do a jump now, mind, I could bang my head, but I don't tend to jump in the workshop. Well, I have been running the extractor all day today, and I vacuumed some of the dust away from these 3 segments here, but on the 4th segment I've left the dust there, so you can see it is actually collecting dust. So and the workshop environment is much cleaner, as you can see. Well, a bit of a clean up, but I didn't have nowhere near as much mess to clean up. The surfaces are much tidier. Anyway, over in the corner there, another bit of equipment I've bought. It's the, I did mention it earlier, it's my pressure pot. It's arrived. And underneath the bench is my compressor. There, you can see it just down there. I'll bring you in for a closer look. Well, here's the compressor. It's a 50 litre tank, and regulator, 1 air outlet. There's the pump, belt driven, 50 litre tank, 14 CFM, and it goes up to 10 bar. I did have a lovely compressor. A couple of years ago I gave it to Lee from LB Knives because he needed the compressor more than I needed it at the time, and I'm glad it helped him out. But then I realised recently that I needed a compressor again, so I've gone and treated myself to another one. They're not that expensive, but that compressor obviously runs an airline, and I use that for blowing off dust, etc. But I'm going to be using it a lot for running the pressure pot, and the pressure pot will be used for stabilising the wood. That will get vacuum treatment and pressure treatment from now on. Some woods, close grain woods, are very hard to stabilise, and the pressure will enable me to do it quicker and do a better job. And also I'll be using that for my mosaic pins. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Well, there's the pressure pot closer up. A very simple device. It's powered by my airline. I'll just reach down and get the airline. You've got these 4 wing nuts which seal the lid to the pot. It's a 10 litre pot, and you should be able to connect it to your compressor. open the valve. That'll do. And disconnect it. And I now have 3 bar 40 psi of pressure in the pressure pot. Just put my compressor back onto the gun. So anything within there, within that chamber vessel, within that vessel now, is now subject to 3 atmospheres of pressure. When I stabilise my wood, when I stabilise the wood using the vacuum chamber, according to the laws of physics, all I'm able to get is -1 bar. In other words, I can just remove the weight of 1 complete atmosphere, because once you've gone down to -1 bar, about -14 or -15 psi, you basically sucked out every particle that's within the chamber, and you're left with a pure vacuum. And it's impossible to go any lower than -1 bar, or that pure vacuum, because there are no more particles left to suck out. But going the other way, which the pressure pot allows me to do, allows me to go the other way, if you like, +3 bar. So I've got 3 atmospheres working on all surfaces of the material that I put within it. So predominantly it's going to be my wood for stabilising my scales, and also epoxy. What I've found when making the mosaic pins, that on some knives I'm getting tiny air bubbles. You know, I'm sanding away, shaping the handles, and all of a sudden this wretched air bubble, it's very insignificant. But when you are chasing, you know, trying to do your best, and you suddenly see this little tiny air bubble, it makes your heart sink, and you think, bloody hell, all that hard work and I got that air bubble. They're tiny pinprick things really, but what I can now do is fill my mosaic pins with epoxy, and then place them within the pressure pot, and put them under 3 bar of atmospheric pressure. And what that does, because the air is compressible, whereas epoxy is not compressible, so what will happen, it will work on the epoxy and it will squeeze the air bubble down to sort of 0 more or less, and then they'll stay sealed within the chamber for a day or 2 for the epoxy to harden, and then I can remove the pressure simply by undoing an air release valve. And that releases the pressure. Once that's all gone, which it has more or less now, the vessel is safe to undo. I won't undo it now because it's a time consuming thing, but you get the idea of how it works and how much air it contains. So it's going to be a very useful addition to the workshop, that. Anyway, on to a new design of knife that I recently completed. I'm rather happy with this actually. I decided to call this the Jacklaw GF. GF are the initials of a deer stalker that lives in near me, not far away, in the county of Hampshire, neighbouring county. Obviously I'm not going to say the chap's name because some people don't agree with deer stalking, but anyway, it's perfectly legitimate. And GF had one of my knives and tested it recently, and so far I think he's processed 5 or 6 deer with it, and he informs me via a text message that the knife is performing exceptionally well. So I decided that as GF was my guinea pig, that I would name the knife after him. Well, anyway, this is it. This is the Jack Law GF. Currently I'm only able to produce knives in 01 tool steel, but because of the design and the sort of job that it's designed to do, it really wants to be a stainless knife, and so I'm gonna really try hard later this year and see if I can have a go at some stainless steel, whether that's RWL 34 or another type of stainless. I'm not sure yet, but I really want to do that, and I think it's the way I need to go for this type of knife. However, having said that, a lot of deer stalkers and folk do like the high carbon steel as well, but you'll need to look after it, of course. Anyway, this is coming in a slightly different coloured sheath. Normally I do brown sheaths, and this one is a lighter sort of light brown stroke reddish. I've mixed actually two oil dyes up to get this colour, because the person that wants this is a deer stalker from Denmark. This is going to. He asked could he have a reddish coloured sheath, so there's a reddish coloured sheath. I think it's a lovely package. I'm really quite happy with this, how this has come out, and the knife itself, it's based on my tracker. But I've elongated the handle, and I've put a sabre grind on it, and this time I've also shaped the handle differently. The handle's a lozenge shape with a palm swell just past centre, which makes for a very comfortable grip. Bearing in mind that deer stalkers aren't really using a lot of heavy cutting power, they're more finesse and wanting to perform certain sort of cuts. So I've gone for that design. This is a stabilised American walnut, quite a nice piece with black liners and mosaic pins. As I say, sabre grind with a convex terminal micro bevel, which I don't know if the camera will show it. You can just about see it there, I think. There, you can just about see the micro bevel. It is extremely sharp. And as I say, I'm delighted with the feedback that I've got from GF regarding the prototype. This has the same heat treat, so I'm extremely happy with that. And I'm sure that the stalker in Denmark will appreciate that. There you go. Now, lastly, onto a knife I just finished for Marek. Marek ordered a classic, and he also ordered a wasp some time back. So I finally built the order. I haven't finished the wasp yet, Marek. I know you're going away to the Adirondacks in a few weeks' time, so I might have to send this out to you separate from the wasp, so that you get it in time. But also, I didn't manage to get a matching fire steel because I didn't have any more of the Cocobolo wood, so I built you a fire steel from stabilised walnut. So that's your fire steel. I need to get a shot cord onto that. That's the knife. Unfortunately, I did get a bit of brown dye on the white thread down there. Just I'm a bit annoyed about that, but otherwise the sheath's perfect. Dangler. The knife's come out very well. Cocobolo wood. tapered tang. That camera's being fooled by my face up behind it, I think. Tapered tang. So that's the knife marrow, there's the plunges, the rubbing. So all in all, very nice. It's come out very well. Pommel. The light's awkward in here, isn't it? I hope you can see this. Very pretty knife, very pretty. So anyway, that does about sums this video up. As I say, I'm still working, I've still got a few things to do. I'm really hoping to get out for a camp. I really need to get out and get some fresh air. But the weather's been not the best, unless you like rain, of course, which I don't mind, to be honest with you. So anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you have enjoyed the little tour of the workshop and the improvements, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye for now.